Hi artists, so we are here in our first live session where we will do one mandala work completely. So I will make sure that I start from scratch and I complete the whole work so that I will be doing it together. So I will be showing it to you on live. So let's begin. I have the grid book on which I will be doing the mandala. I have a ruler, eraser, protractor, compass, pencil and my pen. Okay, so let's get started. So this is my paper. Okay, so this is my book on which I will be doing my mandala work. If you are taking any paper, if you're taking a A4 size white sheet is also fine, or any textured sheets, or you get handmade papers also, everything is fine. So as for to begin with, you can always start with your grid book because I believe you already have one. So since this is a grid book and this is a vertical one, so first we will have to calculate the center point. Okay, so for which what I usually do is just I draw a line, oblique line from this corner to this corner. Only in the center is fine. I am not drawing dark lines. Okay, this is just to calculate the center of my paper. So we got an approximate center here, so we will mark this as my center, and with the compass you can just pinch it once so that your paper will know the center. Now I'll just erase this line. I don't need this. Okay, so in my mandala I want the center to be a circular where I will fill in with some color. I will make sure that it looks like a glass, and surrounding the circle I will create different layers of designs, patterns, so that my mandala will be a circular mandala. So one more we will do, which will be a square mandala also, which will be in the following week. So let's begin. I have a point. One second. Yeah, I have my center point here. So first I will calculate how big my center circle should be, where I will be painting it with colors. So this is approximately 2.5 centimeter. Okay, so holding it in the center point, move it gently. After this I will be needing lot of more circles, so probably a little bit bigger. This will be a border. Okay, so I have got 2 circles now. What now I will do is I will start building my grid, for which I will be needing a pencil, a protractor, ruler. Okay, so let me clean my desk. So first I will draw the horizontal line, which is obviously on the grid itself, so it's easy. Over this there are many choices. You can either go with 10 degrees and like draw so many lines so that you will draw your patterns accordingly, or you can skip 10, make it 20, 40, 60 or like that, or you can even do 90, 45, only 4 grid also. So it's entirely your choice, but what I will be doing today is little tedious one, that is every 10 degree I will be creating a grid. So every 10 degrees, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I'm making markings. So the more grids, your patterns will be very symmetrical. You won't get wrong. Okay, so I got these many markings. What I need to do is all of these points has to pass through the center, so that I will get a complete grid. I will start with the first one, which is 10 degree. Okay, so the 10 degree mark is here. My center is here. So if I draw a line, it will pass through the center. But keeping in mind that my center part won't need any grid lines because I'm going to paint it, right? So I don't want those because again I'll have to erase and all. So I will skip this part and then draw the lines like this. So I'll go with the 20. We don't need dark lines, so you don't have to press the pencil hard and make your lines. It can be gentle. So one more tip would be like hold your pencil little far so that it will be easy for you to draw this. So likewise, I will create the grid for all the lines. So every 10 degrees, I'm getting a grid. Right, so we have the grids ready now. We have the angular lines. Okay, so now we will draw more circles and start building the design. So my first circle is 4 centimeter. Okay, so over this I will be needing one more, so I will make it 5 centimeter. And then I will take just a little so that it will be a border. Okay, and followed with it are few more circles. And the last layer I want it to be a little broader, so I'll keep it big. So this is my grid, and here I see this is little longer. Let it be. We will draw shapes accordingly. So here is our grid ready. Okay, so now the grid is already ready. Like I said, in this circle we will paint, and this is a small border, and from here we will start doing our pattern. So let's start with the first one. There's so many options, so I thought I will show it here on a separate paper. Okay, so what I am going to do is using two grids. First I will make this shape, and then I'm going to do this. Okay, and on top I'll do one small dot. When we fill these negative spaces with black, it actually looks very good. So bottom we can put one small circle. Okay, this is the pattern which will flow all over here. So let's start. I have bought the camera little front so that I can show you. So this will be my first design, and you can always move the paper, move the book according to whichever angle is comfortable for you, so that you can start working on this. Let me just change the angle. We have done with all the petals. We are only with 3 more left. So let's do them. You can either start working on one petal and then go to the next petal, or you can always draw the outlines and do the next layer. The choice is always yours. Last one. Alright, so our first layer is done. So next we will work on the second layer, that is this, the broader one, which will have a leaf shape. It can have like this. So we can always work out with a pencil actually to see how it's gonna look. One option is this, and one more is like we can do this. So whichever is like, you are liking it, we can do that. So I'll go with the petal one only. I think that is only looking good. So just erase it so that the grid won't go, because we need them. And you can always keep a cloth to clean. Okay, so this will be a petal now. And what am I going inside this? Let's change the angle of the camera and look it a little closer. Okay, so now we have got a line, that is a leafy design what we have got here. To fill in, we can work out so many patterns. Okay, so let's chalk it out on this paper where we initially did one design. So, okay, is this visible? Yeah. So since it is an elongated leaf, which will be like this, so my first option can be, we can draw some, just a second, we can draw some lines like this, imaginary grids, and this is just my option. You can always work on your own. Okay, so I can do this. Okay, so this is one option what we can do. I will try one more. with the same shape. Again, I will need a grid. So these lines are nothing but we can draw the circles, okay, so on our grid. So what I'm going to do is like use a mango shape like this. Okay, so and can have this spiral just like this. At center we can always draw these lines. This is one more option. So I think I'm liking this one, right? So we will stick to this. Okay, so now we have our shape here, and we decided this design, for which I will need this guideline. Okay, so that will be like a 3/4 of the leaf. 3/4 of the leaf, the mango gonna start. So here, if I see, I will just mark it. So my approximately my mango should start here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I will take this and I will have to draw a circle so that all of my leaves will have this guideline. Okay, so now I have this guideline. Now first I will make a small border. Including me, we face a lot of difficulty drawing this thin line, but it comes gradually over the practice. So now I have this line for me. So I will start my mango. Inside this, I will have one big circle and one small circle. Okay, and now the circular petals will start flowing. If you see, I have area here also. Okay, so I will fill that too. Whatever is left, I will just draw a circle. And now I will draw some lines. Whatever the space is left out, I will just fill it with black. So this is what my second layer gonna be. Let's do one more. I will shift the angle and I will show once again, but let's do one more with this angle itself. This is my petal. This is my border. This is my mango. Alright, and now the petals. Now the center lines. Here there will be one small circle. Wherever you find this gap, no, make sure that you do this, because like these circles, no, they actually look very good when the finished design appear. So I'm just covering all the empty spaces, and this is our second petal. So we will continue this whole of this part, okay, and I will just shift it to another angle and let's see from another angle. Alright, let's do the last 3 petals. If you go wrong in between, we have this whitener pen, right? So we can use this wherever we go wrong. So this is again useful paper. So let me start writing my mangoes. And now the petals. Fill in the gaps. Let's do the last other 2 also. I just changed the angle. And here if we see, I just joined it like this, okay, so it should have been little curved. So let's erase it. We cannot erase it, we can correct it with a corrector pen, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just put some white, just wait for it to dry. If it is too thick, you can always use a cloth. Now that it is dry, so I can redraw. Right? So now I will complete my design, and you will see that you won't notice this at all. So it's common that, you know, like we sometimes go wrong. It's normal. Okay, so now our design is ready. Show you. So the second layer is also ready. And now we have this gap in between, which we are going to fill, the V shape, okay. So what are we going to do? We will fill it with a very simple design, okay. So that will be, start from here, go to the center, just 4 petals, that's it. Okay, I will do it here, this one. Just 4 petals, and inside we can just do these lines. So let me do this here, okay. Alright, so let me complete this. So now you can see the design is getting completed. Only these 2 petals are remaining. So let me just do this. Okay, so now the second layer is also completed. We will leave this small space for a border. Okay, so that white space should always be visible. So now it's time to get to this layer. Okay, so what options I have made for myself is we can do this, or we can do this, or we can do smaller petal like this. So I'll just see, it's basically your choice, so whichever you choose. You can also do one more, that is this. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with this because this will look good since we have so many shapes like this sharpened, so this will look good. So we will stick to this. So let me erase the remaining. We are sticking to this shape, so we will be needing a guiding line so that we will know when to turn the shape, right? So for which I will take my compass and draw that circle so that the guide will flow through the circle. So now I know that I will have to go straight and then from this turn and then do a petal shape. Let's do this for this. Okay, so first find a center point and then this will go as the line goes and then you turn. Okay, so same thing with here. So just find the center point first. It goes like this, turn, and then it comes back like this, so that we will get a perfect shape. Now we got this shape, so let's plan how can we fill in. Okay, so we got this shape as it goes like this and it comes like this. So one possibility what we can do is we will keep it simple. Draw a circle and flowers around. So we can either fill it black or you can draw one circle and fill it. One option. So my second option would be goes like this. So my second option can be this. I will draw a center line and here I will draw a flower. So whichever looks good on our design. Let's try one more. So it all comes, there are no rules. Whatever comes to your mind, you can definitely do that. So one more thing what we can do is, since we have got a mango shape in our previous layer, so we can try something else now. So we can do this. So we can do even this. So see if it goes well. So which one shall we select? We will go with this. Okay, so let's start working on this now. So I will start here. Goes like this. Join. Okay, we can do one more petal here so that it will look good. So let's do the second. So let's continue this and let's see what happens. Now my layer is getting completed. If you see, only last 3 are remaining. So let me do this with this angle. So this completes the whole layer, and now we are left with the last and final layer, right? So which is this, for which I again have some options here. So what I am thinking, the first option is I will start with this and do this. This is one option. One more option what I'm thinking is one petal like this, or we can have one more option as this, the rounded ones. Okay, so these 3 options are there, out of which I'm liking this one only because it will go with the theme. So it's all with the sharp designs. So we will go with this. Okay, so let me erase. Even if little traces are left out, it's okay. So we are sticking with this shape, which is this. Let's try out some options what we can do, okay, with this another sheet. So our shape is like this, right? So the first option what I'm thinking is we can just draw one circle at center, draw an elongated floral shape with 4 petals, 2, 3, 4, and you can cover this space. This is one option. So one more what we can think is shape is like this. Okay, so can do this. Can do circle here as well. Yeah. is one option. Here again we can do something. So I think with this design we can go with this. So we have our design now. So let me start filling in here. It's visible, I guess. So this will be the last layer of pattern. So let's continue this. I will keep it in a different angle so that I hope it will be visible. Yeah. So center can be this. Okay, so this will follow the whole circle. So now our drawing part is complete and I'll have to do the center part, for which I will need a pencil to mark a kind of shine. Okay, so I just want the shine to be like this. I have written it very lightly and I will erase the lines so that over the paint it should not look. I just need only a light hint. That's all I need. Okay, so I will be using this Dom's brush pen. Okay, so this comes in how many colors? 14 colors. Okay, so this I will be using, and I will be showing how we can create that glass effect, or I would say pearl drop effect, for which I will wet my brush with just plain water. Since this is not a thick paper, this is not a water color paper, it will absorb the water very quickly. So very quickly we have to run our hands and then do this part. Okay, so I'm just running over the complete part which I need to paint. So I'm just dabbing my brush, making it wet. And now very quickly I'll pick my red color and start spreading. If you see, it's already wet, so it's like spreading rapidly. That's what I want. Okay, so I'm just running around, leaving the area which I had marked with a pencil and quickly filling the whole area now. It's gonna dry very soon, so we have to be really quick in this. So the beauty of these pens are like, it is very flexible. You can draw thick strokes, thin strokes. It can be one separate class to talk about these beautiful brush pens. So I'm just working on the corners very carefully. Okay, so this is my first layer. Now quickly I'll grab some color which is like a magenta so that I can work on the corners. Same thing on this corner also. You don't have to fill in completely. You can work on stripes still wet. So you can still work on this until it dries. Once it is dried, you can't do anything. So I'm just running around with some strokes. So that I want it to look natural. So we will leave it here. And now I will take a even darker tone, that is brown, and this will go only on the edges, just a bit like this. Keep it as sharp, same as here. We can't work on layers because, like I said, this is just a normal paper, right? So this is not a very thick paper. So we will leave it here, let it dry. Okay. Till then, I want to show you one more very important tool which we all can buy. Okay. So that is called this one. It's a Method brand. Okay. So it's a compass which comes like a box like this, and this compass is really special. Why? Because we can get our pen inside this, because usually what happens, the normal compass what we use, no, so it just cannot get inside this. Only pencil, the thin pencils can get in. So I bought this one, which is a beautiful thing. I will just zoom out to show. Okay, so this is the tool which I wanted to show you. Now it has two pointed, and this is a lead, by the way. This is not a metal piece, this is a lead. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just remove this part. It comes like this, and it has this beautiful part from which we can attach our technical pen. So just tighten it, and now this will get inside. Loosen it, the screw, Right, so now our compass is ready with our pen. So now what I'm going to do is take our worksheet. Okay, so let this dry completely. Until then we can work on the outer corners, right? So for example, I will show you this line, right? So it needs a line, but if we try to do it on the pen and with ourselves, we may get some rigid lines, right? So that is why, to avoid that, what we can do is use the same point, okay, and adjust the length a little smaller. Perfect. Okay, so now I can draw a circle. Draw it multiple times. Okay, and now I will make it even smaller, and I will run through the center of this, the part which we colored. This will give us an idea, okay, and we can do it on this line as well. Yeah, this will give us a perfect circle, so that even if we have gone wrong while designing something, we can fill it with black. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, I'm just removing it from this, and let's get closer. You can see here some spaces have been left out, right? So I will just fill in with the same pen. Or if you have bought the whole set, then you can take a thicker nib and you can start working on. But for now, if you have only one nib, then you can do it with this also, it's fine. So I'm just working out so that no white spaces are left. Like see, here we can see some. Okay, I'm just trying to fill. The rest looks fine. We'll give another kind of depth. Okay, so let me keep it this way. Right. Okay, it's fine now. Here too. And I can see little here. Okay. Alright, so now we have worked, and from far actually it looks like a bubble, and we can still work on this. See the strokes which we gave actually giving a good finishing actually. So what we can do is we can work on dots also towards the edge. Yeah. And more dots on the edges. Right? I'll do the same thing on the other side also. And then it's time to erase the lines and make our artwork ready. So let's erase. Let me do this. Second one. Okay, so this is how we do a mandala. Okay, so now our mandala is ready. Let me teach you one more technique which is shading. Okay, so with just a normal pencil, what I'm going to do is I will try to shade it here. Okay, you will see what will happen and you will see the effect. It will look as if the center glass piece is embossed. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a basic shadow. So our mandala, the first mandala, the circular mandala is ready. So with the basic tools we have done this. You can pause the video whenever you want to and you can please work on your own mandalas. And it would be great if you show your finished mandala with me. Thank you.